If you've ever visited a temple, you've likely come across a mural or thangka depicting the renowned Wheel of Samsara. In temples, monks often speak of the cycle of samsara, which is the perpetual journey of birth and death. It's a central theme in Buddhism. Some even say Buddhism revolves around the concept of samsara. The idea is simple: virtuous deeds lead to positive outcomes, while negative actions result in unfavorable consequences. If one fails to do good in this lifetime, they might reincarnate as an animal in the next. Wrongdoers may end up in hell after death. The solution? Worship Buddha, repent for past transgressions, accumulate merits, and this life will be better, ensuring a favorable rebirth. While the concept of samsara is widely acknowledged, have you ever pondered why it occurs? Why did Buddha emphasize this universally known truth? Can ordinary beings like us escape the cycle of samsara? What does it mean to attain Buddhahood? To address these questions and communicate with ordinary beings like us, Buddha tirelessly expounded the principle of dependent origination from various perspectives. Those familiar with Buddhist teachings might recognize that Buddha's emblem itself encapsulates the essence of dependent origination. Throughout his teachings, Buddha presented different models of dependent origination tailored to various sentient beings. For example, he elucidated the initial teachings for the followers of Theravada Buddhism, establishing the model of the 12 links of dependent origination to reveal the fundamental causes of the cycle of birth and death. In this video, we delve into the Buddhist concept of the 12 links of dependent origination. Hello, everyone. Evam Maya Shrudam, thus have I heard, thus have I contemplated, grasping the wisdom of the Buddha. In each video, we strive to expound on Buddhist concepts based on Buddhist scriptures, with the hope that you find inspiration therein. For this episode, we draw references from the Agama Sutras, the Heart Sutra, and various online resources. Combining personal experiences and insights gained from the study of Buddhism, we present a comprehensive and accessible explanation of Buddhist knowledge, elucidating fundamental concepts of introductory Buddhist teachings. This video represents only personal understanding and perception. Your thoughtful additions, corrections, and critiques are welcome on a rational basis. Almost every Tibetan Buddhist temple features a depiction of the Wheel of Samsara, much like the one found in Chongqing's Dazu rock carvings. The cultural significance of the Wheel of Samsara holds a pivotal role in Buddhist practices. It can be said that the worldview presented by the Wheel of Samsara forms the foundation for learning about Buddhism and embracing its faith. However, it's crucial to note that the Wheel of Samsara is not the main focus of Buddha's teachings. To be precise, belief in the Wheel of Samsara was widespread among ancient Indians, but not all of them followed the teachings of Buddha. The concept of the Wheel of Samsara was a recognized aspect of life for ancient Indians, much like how ancient Chinese believed in the realms of yin and yang, or Christians in heaven and hell. The general belief among ancient Indians was that, after death, while the physical body may decay, consciousness would continue to cycle through the 6 realms, reincarnating into one of them in the next life. Buddha, having attained enlightenment, transcended the cycle of samsara. However, why did he choose to expound on the Wheel of Samsara to sentient beings? There are 2 reasons. Firstly, as Buddha was imparting his teachings in ancient India, he needed to communicate in alignment with the prevailing worldview of the people. In the eyes of Buddhists, Buddha possesses the Trikaya, and when he imparts teachings in the human realm, it is considered an emanation. Secondly, and more importantly, Buddha expounded on the Wheel of Samsara to illustrate dependent origination. He revealed why ordinary beings are trapped in the cycle of the 6 realms and provided guidance on how to break free from it, ultimately attaining the fruition of arhat, cultivating into a bodhisattva, and reaching the state of Buddhahood. In the teachings of Mahayana Buddhism, Buddha expounds on different models of dependent origination during the 2-fold and 3-fold periods. In the future, we will delve into various teaching systems, so please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel for future updates. This video will be divided into 3 parts to discuss Buddha's 12 links of dependent origination. Part 1. Introduction to the Wheel of Samsara, exploring the belief held by ancient Indians that consciousness reincarnates through the 6 realms after death. By examining the Wheel of Samsara, we gain insight into the characteristics of beings within these realms. Part 2. Buddha's model of 12 links of dependent origination, revealing the mechanism that perpetuates the cycle of rebirth through the 6 realms. Buddha, 2,500 years ago, elucidated the process from conception to birth, the reasons for samsaric existence, and the resultant consequences. Part 3, Explanation of Liberation. Buddha instructs us on how to transcend the cycle of the 6 realms and ultimately attain Nirvana. This involves understanding how to break free from the mechanisms outlined in the 12 links of dependent origination. Let's begin with the first part, the Wheel of Samsara. This depiction of the Wheel of Samsara, also known as the karmic cycle or Wheel of Life, features a prominent large wheel. Typically held and bitten by the formidable and grimacing figure of Yama, the wrathful Dharmapala who is the lord of the hell realm. Yama represents impermanence. It symbolizes sentient beings within the 6 realms caught in the cycle of birth and death, unable to escape the grasp of impermanence. Constant in Buddhism means unchanging, and impermanence signifies the absence of permanence, emphasizing the ever-changing nature of all phenomena. In Mahayana Buddhism, there is a fascinating explanation of impermanence: when there is birth, there is death. Cessation is without a cause. This reflects the Buddha's view that everything in the world, whether the subjective mental aspects or the objective material existence dependent on the mind, is characterized by impermanence. Thus, all beings within the Wheel of Life are subject to the control of impermanence, experiencing suffering. The Wheel of Life is divided into 4 concentric circles. Starting from the innermost circle, at the center of the large wheel, there is a small circle. In this innermost circle, 3 animals symbolize the 3 poisons: a rooster representing greed, a snake representing anger, and a pig representing ignorance. These animals are chosen for their distinctive symbolic characteristics. The intertwined mouths and tails of these 3 animals signify the entanglement of the negative mental states of greed, anger, and ignorance. Both the snake and the rooster emerge from the mouth of the pig, symbolizing that desire and hatred originate from ignorance. The 3 poisons are the root of suffering, with ignorance being the fundamental cause. To gain insight into Buddha's wisdom and break free from the state of ignorance, it is essential to address the root cause of suffering. In the second innermost circle, there is an instructional diagram related to birth, death, and the intermediate state, bardo. The intermediate state, or bardo, refers to the liminal state between death and rebirth. Ancient Indians believed that after the physical body ceases to exist, the consciousness enters an intermediate state before being reborn, obtaining a new physical form to continue its existence in a different life form. The bardo is not a corporeal entity but a subtle mental consciousness, devoid of substantial essence. Spirits in the intermediate state, or bardo beings, often experience a state of restlessness, anxiety, and excitement. As they exist purely as consciousness, they cannot consume material substances but feed on odors. For instance, when their loved ones offer incense, these bardo beings, in their state of transition, receive it as if they were partaking in nourishment. This practice is reflected in Tibetan customs such as sang offerings. During the intermediate state, bardo beings undergo an experience akin to death approximately every 7 days, after which they transition to a new bardo body. This cycle continues until circumstances align for rebirth. Generally, beings go through a maximum of 7 transitions between bardo bodies. Consequently, the duration of the intermediate state can vary widely, with some beings experiencing it as briefly as 7 days and others enduring it for a more extended period, typically up to 49 days. During this period, if others engage in acts of generosity, offerings, rituals for spiritual liberation, and the cultivation of virtuous deeds on behalf of the departed, it can influence the bardo being's future rebirth destination. Therefore, Buddhists often engage in practices like chanting during the final moments of life to aid the deceased in rebirthing into higher realms, or attaining rebirth in a pure land. One half of the circle is shrouded in darkness, while the other half is illuminated. In the dark half of the circle, individuals are depicted bound and entangled in 3 strands, symbolizing the transition of bardo beings into the lower realms of animals, hungry ghosts, and hell. In the illuminated half of the circle, it represents the rebirth of bardo beings into the higher realms, namely the celestial realms, Asura realms, and human realm. There is even a small white line connecting to a pure land, suggesting a path beyond the cycle of 12 links for those engaged in higher spiritual practices, leading to liberation from the cycle of rebirth, the tranquility of Nirvana, and the attainment of entry into a Buddha's pure land. The third inner circle constitutes the core of the Wheel of Life, depicting the realms of samsara, where sentient beings undergo the cycle of rebirth, the 6 realms. At the top is the realm of devas, celestial beings or gods, followed, in a counterclockwise direction, by the asura realm, animal realm, hell realm, hungry ghost realm, and human realm. The asura and deva realms are contiguous, and the beings in these 2 realms have various contradictions and interconnections. Therefore, these 2 realms are often discussed together. Deva beings experience the greatest karmic rewards. However, the deva realm depicted here differs from the commonly perceived heavenly realms where gods are thought to enjoy eternal life and boundless bliss. In this context, the deva beings enjoy immense blessings, possess majestic appearances, experience exquisite pleasures, and have a long lifespan. While they do not undergo overt suffering, they are still subject to latent suffering and the inherent uncertainties of life. Due to their absorption in blissful experiences, they do not cultivate a sense of renunciation and often forget about the passage of time and the inevitability of impermanence. Although their lifespans are significantly longer than those on Earth, their subjective experience might be brief, akin to the fleeting moments we perceive. Just as a mosquito's normal lifespan is around 50 days, deva beings, from birth to aging, mating, giving birth, aging, and dying, undergo these life stages. This can create a sensation similar to human experience. Joyful moments always seem to pass quickly. The most distressing part for deva beings is the transformational suffering before death. They can foresee the suffering of being reborn into lower realms with the divine eye, experiencing intense agony. They vividly sense their bodies decaying, flowers withering, emitting foul odors, restlessness in their posture, discomfort, and the dispersal of unpleasant smells, causing other deva beings to distance themselves. These beings, accustomed to recklessly depleting their karmic merits, often fall into the lower realms at the moment of death, unable to be reborn in favorable conditions due to prolonged engagement in unwholesome actions. The asura realm, connecting to the deva realm, is similar to the deva realm and is also referred to as the realm of ghosts and gods. Beings in this realm enjoy great karmic rewards and longevity. However, due to their inherent pride, combative nature, intense jealousy, and heavy afflictions, their suffering is substantial. Male asuras often engage in disruptive behavior, displaying courage and ruthlessness, while female asuras, with their captivating beauty, frequently lead sentient beings astray, making spiritual practice challenging. Legend has it that asuras frequently attack humans and deva beings. During one confrontation between deva beings and asuras, the deva beings sought the assistance of Brahma. Brahma informed them that they could find the weakest point of the asuras under the wish-fulfilling tree. The deva beings went to the tree and discovered the asuras waiting for them. A fierce battle erupted beneath the tree, and ultimately, with the weapons bestowed by Brahma and the asuras' arrogance, the deva beings emerged victorious. At this moment, the fruit of the wish-fulfilling tree fell. Due to the asuras' arrogance and belligerence, they lost the qualification to obtain the fruit. The deva beings could enjoy the divine fruit, while the asuras, out of envy, continuously wielded axes against the tree. Since they couldn't obtain it, the asuras declared that the deva beings would never get it either. However, the beings in the deva realm were unconcerned because they could simply shower down a sweet dew from heaven, and the wish-fulfilling tree would immediately rejuvenate. Another belief is that asura women are exceptionally beautiful, while the men are quite ugly. As the deva beings in the heavenly realm often covet asura women, desiring to possess them, the asura king frequently leads his people to declare war against the deva realm. The greatest suffering for beings in the asura realm is war. Their environment, lifespan, karmic rewards, and wisdom fall between those of the deva and human realms, higher than humans but lower than deva beings. Consequently, asuras find it challenging to prevail in battles against deva beings, and since they are perpetually engaged in warfare, their suffering is ceaseless. While deva beings don't need to fight personally, every asura must enter the battlefield, facing eventual defeat and a tragic death. After death, they descend into the 3 lower realms. If beings in the deva and asura realms do not engage in spiritual practice, they will inevitably fall into the 3 lower realms after death. Therefore, regardless of the magnitude of their karmic rewards in this life, in the next life, they are destined to enter the 3 realms of suffering. The final realm in the three good realms is the human realm, where we currently reside. In his teachings spanning over 40 years, the Buddha's initial lesson in the human realm focused on the inherent suffering of life. He emphasized that life is filled with various sufferings, such as the eightfold sufferings: birth, aging, sickness, death, separation from loved ones, encountering those we dislike, not getting what we desire, and the burning intensity of the five aggregates. Why did the Buddha emphasize the suffering of life? It is because only by recognizing the inherent suffering in life can one develop a sense of disenchantment, aspire for liberation, seek to learn the Buddha's teachings, diligently engage in spiritual practice, and strive for Nirvana. Although life in the human realm is challenging, it is considered the most favorable for Buddhist practice. Buddhists often recite the phrase, "Human life is precious and hard to obtain," to emphasize the importance of cherishing this opportunity for spiritual practice. Despite the suffering, the human realm offers the best conditions for spiritual development. While beings in the Deva and Asura realms may indulge in pleasures without cultivating spiritual virtues, and those in the lower realms face intense suffering, the human realm provides a balanced environment conducive to spiritual progress. Therefore, Buddhists encourage the appreciation and diligent practice of the Dharma in the human realm. If one accumulates significant merit in a previous life, they may be reborn in the higher realms. However, failing to engage in virtuous actions in this life could lead to a more challenging rebirth in the lower realms in the next life. The realm with the best karmic rewards among the three lower realms is the animal realm. Beings in the animal realm dwell in various places, including the heavens, on land, underground, and in water. Some live in locations visible to us, while others reside in unseen realms. Their lifespans vary, ranging from as short as one day and night, as seen in certain insects, to extremely long, enduring through eons. Large animals in this realm can be as immense as mountain peaks, while small ones may be microscopic and invisible to the naked eye. Creatures in the animal realm encompass not only those we can observe, such as animals and insects, but also legendary beings like the Garuda bird or dragon kings, considered divine creatures. According to the description in the Sutra on Mindfulness of the Right Dharma, there are said to be 40 million species in the animal realm, each with diverse modes of birth. Some are viviparous, others lay eggs, and some are born from moisture or transformation. Beings in the animal realm lack the wisdom and capacity for spiritual practice possessed by humans. They cannot utilize wisdom and practice to seize opportunities for liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Instead, they passively endure the consequences of their negative karma. Only after repaying the karmic debts accrued through unwholesome actions can they potentially return to the human realm. Once back in the human realm, they have the opportunity to engage in spiritual practice and break free from the cycle of rebirth. Next is the realm of hungry ghosts, and beings from this realm sometimes manifest in the human world, allowing humans to perceive them. These unfortunate spirits are pitiable. Even on sunny days, they feel cold, and during moonlit nights, they experience extreme heat. Their bellies are enlarged, a perpetual sensation of extreme hunger tormenting them, yet they are unable to find sustenance. Some of these hungry ghosts have unusually large bodies, comparable to mountain giants, but their limbs are thin and fragile like withered twigs, making them incapable of walking or foraging for food. Even if some hungry ghosts manage to find food, their throats are often as narrow as the eye of a needle, preventing them from consuming it. In other cases, even if they can walk and locate food, their mouths spew fire, causing rivers to dry up and turning food into ashes. As a result, hungry ghosts live in a perpetual state of extreme hunger throughout their existence, unable to receive nourishment and enduring endless suffering. In terms of suffering, the agony experienced by beings in the hungry ghost realm surpasses that of beings in the animal realm. From the perspective of ignorance, animals exhibit a lower level of intelligence compared to hungry ghosts. Beings in the hungry ghost realm possess enough intelligence to comprehend Buddhist teachings, unlike the ignorance characteristic of animals. These beings reside in various locations, displaying greater intelligence than animals in the animal realm, and some are capable of understanding Buddhist teachings, showcasing a certain level of wisdom. Now, let's delve into the most terrifying place in the cycle of existence, the Hell realm, located at the bottom of the third layer, consisting of 8 cold hells and 8 fiery hells. When an individual accumulates severe negative karma during their lifetime, their soul may arrive in this realm after death. This is the most agonizing and cruel aspect of the cycle of existence, where departed souls might endure billions of years before having a chance to escape. In hell, beings undergo torment such as being cut by knives, pierced by needles, burned by fire, and crushed, often dying in agony. However, their lifespans are exceptionally long, forcing them to silently endure endless suffering without liberation. Despite the extreme anguish in hell, bodhisattvas make vows to alleviate the suffering of beings in this realm. Until the hells are empty, I will not become a Buddha. Once all sentient beings are saved, I will attain Buddhahood. The compassionate vow of Bodhisattva Kshitigarbha embodies the selfless spirit of Mahayana Buddhism, declaring, "If I don't descend into hell, who will?" In the Wheel of Samsara, all beings in the 6 realms undergo suffering, and what adds to the suffering is that, driven by impermanence, even beings in the highest realm, the Deva realm with the greatest merit, cannot control which realm they will be reborn into in the next life. The merit accumulated in this life might lead to a rebirth in the lower realms in the next life. Even if they are reborn in the higher realms in the next life, they might still cycle back to the most suffering realm, the hell realm, in the life after that. This cycle repeats endlessly. Finally, looking at the outermost circle, it is divided into 12 segments, representing the 12 links of dependent origination. Starting from ignorance and proceeding clockwise, they are formations, consciousness, name and form, 6 sense bases, contact, feeling, craving, clinging, existence, birth, and aging and death. The 12 links are precisely what the Buddha taught to guide beings in the 6 realms toward liberation. We will delve into this in detail in the second part. Beyond the cycle of rebirth, free from the control of the impermanent and fearsome Lord, are the Arhats, Bodhisattvas, and Buddhas. The Arhat attains the fruition in Theravada Buddhism by practicing the 37 aids to awakening, summarized as, for noble truths, non-self, Nirvana tranquility. Through the practice of the early teachings, one can resolve internal afflictions and attain a state of self-purification, known as Nirvana tranquility. Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, on the other hand, achieve their fruition in Mahayana Buddhism after realizing the path, generating the body-mind, and ultimately attaining Buddhahood. The Buddha is an awakened one, someone who has awakened from the great dream of the cycle of birth and death. Buddhism often uses the metaphor of a dream, portraying ordinary individuals as being in a dream, while only the Buddha has awakened from the dream of the great cycle of life and death. The Buddha guides us in practice, directing us to awaken from the dream of the cycle of birth and death, ultimately realizing the path, cultivating the way, and becoming a Buddha. In summary of the first part, the Wheel of Samsara is a universally acknowledged state of life in ancient India, where beings continuously undergo the cycle of birth and death. However, all beings within the 6 realms experience suffering. The ultimate goal of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is to guide beings across the 6 realms, liberating them from the cycle of samsara and leading them to the attainment of joy beyond suffering. Thank you for joining us on this insightful journey through the Wheel of Samsara. If you found this video enriching, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support fuels our commitment to bringing you more content on Buddhism and its profound teachings. Until next time, may you find peace and wisdom on your own path to liberation. Farewell and see you in our next video.